Okay guys, I checked my image before switching on my camera and everything went fine. And I'm here back again, I'm Alex, and don't even have slightest hesitation about that I wouldn't make some extended rant very this evening because I will. And probably it won't be too long or too short, though we'll see how it goes. As you see, oh, by the way, hey everyone out there in wonderful United States and YouTube amazing land, and my supposable eligible followers and other nice people I might know about those, and I'm always been like kind of grateful for your attendance, and now I'm grateful for your presence on another side of all that screen, I should say. And why not? I've always been like kind of guy that was about to meet new people and to be very nice and to be very like easygoing with some people, even unknown people, and I can easily meet new people and make our new my excuse me to make my new acquaintances and keep like talking with people in easy way, and it became more like more natural for me as I learned another like portion of my free English, I should say, and I'm so satisfied with what I have, and I'm so grateful to be on my own also. And that's for starters. And this is gonna be like very I should say video that would be weaved with my own harsh ramblings, and we'll see how it goes, how long will it take. Maybe as usual like around 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer or less prolonged period of time. And I don't really care how long will it take of me to speak here, because I adore my free English speaking. And the interesting thing that I noticed, oh guys, actually I wanted to make you familiar with some events that happened very this day. Actually, I woke up at 11 o'clock as I do most of the time, and I was kind of nonchalant and I don't know, maybe doing nothing and relishing like being in bed and watching TV for, let's say, like half an hour. And after I stood up on my feet, I brushed my nice hair and washed my nice face. Excuse me, I'm stumbling here because I did a lot today. I've done a lot. I did like kind of extended translation practice. I'm going off track here again. I'm slightly discussing tangential issues, but still that's the way I am. And so what I was about, I woke up, I brushed all my nice limbs and my hair and my skin and whatever you would call it, and after that I was actually doing nothing for, let's say, maybe 40 minutes. Actually, I wasn't doing nothing. I checked my emails, I checked all the like necessary stuff. I had to do that because it's part of my everyday regular issues, and I was on that. And after like, let's say, maybe half an hour I proceeded with my English. I analyzed some new material, and I picked up excuse me, some new nice phrases and new words. And what I should say about my learning process, about my own English, you should guys probably study less and practice more. And interesting thing that I noticed with my speaking, and it begins to transfer into something I've never known before, and I adore that thing that's happening right now inside me, because I've got kind of feeling that I'm able to do whatever I want with my speech. I'm able to construct it in no time, just without like even switching between the languages, and it goes from me like naturally and spontaneously. And that part of the reason why I'm making those ramblings, in order to get used to the way that I speak and get used to the way my brain works while speaking, and to be able to switch between the languages in no time. Just like this snap goes, I'm able to switch along with this snap, and to dive even too deep in my English, and buff there and dive there. As you might notice, my channel is called like Dive into Free English. I figure out that name by myself because that like the most precise definition for my activities for a very long while. For a very long while I've been doing something like this, like practicing, like learning new materials, but in my past I used to learn more instead of practicing things. And after I get acquainted with some nice fluency guy, his name is Drew, I became to the opinion that I became clear about that I should probably practice more and learn less. And in a way that became kind of disappointed for me, only from one standpoint, because I began to use slightly slashed vocabulary instead of like thinking about a bunch of things and trying to choose appropriate word for the certain moment, for the certain situation, and that slashed my vocabulary in a way. You see, I'm using right now very simple language, so to be understood by a bunch of people, and this easy language it goes for me very, I should say, like pretty easy, and I should say even automatically. And if I spoke slightly sophisticated language, that would probably spill out of me slightly slow at a slower pace, and I had to think about for a while what appropriate phrase to choose at a particular moment or in particular like situation. And when I'm surrounded by natives and I have my time to think about things, I would probably use something more sophisticated, as I used like in the very beginning of this speech. I used the word like nonchalant, as I learned it recently. Very good native like way of describing things. Nonchalant actually means like a very over relaxed person, and not worried or caring too much about like what happens around you, like being at ease, being like very confident about any step of your life, you know what I'm saying. And here again with my like learning thing, I'm getting back on the track on what I was tell you about, excuse me again. And I was about to tell you about like, I don't know, about my current bunch of my ramblings here. I don't know, guys, what to speak about. Some might say that I kind of reading something on the screen, or I have kind of prompt in front of me. You see, I don't have a teleprompter or any moving line in front of me, because it's you who are like beside that part of the screen. You know what I'm saying? I'm kidding here again. I'm always been like very funny and very like easygoing guy. As for my entertaining process, I adore silly things in a way, because they make you feel comfortable, be at ease, being relishing, just a human being. Why not? Am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And guys, what I should say, you see, I decided to like make kind of new angle for my current video session. As I see, I'm sitting here relishing being in this nice armchair. I guess it's called like armchair. I'm sitting here and doing nothing, and I'm staring at the screen, not at the camera even, and I'm pretty contented with that. So what else? Actually, this nice armchair, it stems from my childhood. It was moved how many times? I lost my count. I guess 7 times or 5 times in my life, and that was the very first cozy chair I ever met in my life, and it was in the year of, I don't know, I don't remember particular date and particular year, but I guess it was around in the midst of the 80s. I was living alone with my parents and with my granny and in my nice 4-room apartment, and I always reminisce that nice apartment of mine, and those memories make me feel like I am back there again, and I am experiencing the same feelings I experienced at my childhood. And in particular, this theme that I adore, this nice cheer, that brings me back to my child years, and I feel good about that. And what I should say about this cheer has like I don't know how it's called in English, like burned spot on its right side, on the right handle of this nice cheer. I have kind of like burned place with the burned edges, and the part of fabric here is damaged. It doesn't exist even, and I see very clear the stuffing of this side of this cheer. This stuffing actually is something bouncing and elastic, and it's kind of wad. It's kind of wad material. You know what I'm saying? Natives might know about what I'm talking here about. And wad kind of soft material, and not bouncing, not elastic, but kind of I don't know, maybe meshed material, you know, if you might know what I'm talking about here. Meshed, that means it has like tiny empty places, and that makes that material resembling kind of, I don't know, kind of what, kind of wad. I don't know how it's called in English. Correct me if I'm wrong, you may comment me down below and give me the better definition for this situation. Excuse me. And regardless, I have here my damaged armchair. I'm pretty contented with what I have here. And guys, what else? Actually, after having my translation thing, at the time of, let's say, 6 p.m. excuse me. After that, I had nice meeting with the nice guys. Their names was Gerald and some other nice guy. His name was something. I don't remember, but he's still nice. I mean, he's nice in terms of communication, because I'm only interested about girls. No guys in my life. No forbidden activities and stuff like that. So what was in our meeting? And in our meeting we kind of was chatting about I don't know, religion related materials and a bunch of not religion related materials. And there was also a friend of mine. His name is Daniel. He's a frequenter and a regular of my own translation activities, and he is doing good in his English, and I even pick up some words out of his vocabulary, and he has very enriched and very vast vocabulary. He uses things and phrases and words very confidently, but at a slightly lower pace than I do usually, and I'm trying to keep up my pace not lower than certain level in order to loosen up, and in order to always be in shape in terms of my speaking process. And if I can do this, then at any given moment I can do this, I can do that. Am I right? And I'm always tending to make my speech more fast, more fluent, more with the blended sounds, more like even eating sounds in the ends of the words, and trying to be resembling like the way natives say their speech out of the screen, as I'm following some international news, let's say, for instance, like Bloomberg Channel. I'm a regular of that activities. Every my evening I'm following their news, and I'm trying to grasp completely what they said out of the screen. And there are like several anchors in those news, and they kind of challenged me, and every evening, and I'm challenging myself by trying to following their speech and even in particularities, and I'm about to stretch myself to being able to grasp completely what they say in order to get the whole picture of the news. And I'm on it right now. I'm tending to set my bar even too high to myself, not too high, but at the highest points I can understand them, you know what I'm saying, and that pulls me up. If I set my bar too low, how I would be able to grow? Does that make sense for you? You may comment me down below and share with your own approach, with your maybe practices that allows you to stretch your abilities, whatever it concerns about, not about like learning languages, just in life. As you do regular things in your life. I'm stumbling again. It's pretty just a time to maybe wrap it up, but I trying to go extra mile here and go an extra mile. Another great expression that kind of means that you are trying to extend your abilities to the current position in order to be fluent at that position, in order to be more confident next time and being able to speak at a higher pace with the more confidence at that higher level. You know what I'm saying? I guess it made it clear for you guys, and I really want to drive this point home. The more you speak, the better your whatever. The more you do something, the more this thing you do becomes. The more this thing becomes more revealed to you in all the beauty. If you might follow what I'm saying, what I'm rambling right here, this new thing becomes more sophisticated for you, more revealing for you, more showed you in a way that you never seen it before. If you might follow my thought, what I'm rambling right now, and all I'm trying to say is, the more you practice about whatever you want to practice, the better this thing becomes. Excuse me again. As I'm doing my English, for example, I'm trying to extend, I'm trying to speak even more than I usually do, and I'm going extra mile here again in order to practice my pronunciation, in order to get rid of slightest signs of my accent. Though some native guys said that I had about, let's say, like how many 25% of my own accent, and if I spent he said like a year in English speaking country, I would get rid of that accent of mine completely. And I was so pleased to hear that, because I thought previously I had kind of harsh accent, and I don't care too much what other people say about my English. I see my progress with very clear eyes. Only thing I care about is some English speaking guys' opinions, and only them is about to judge me because they're completely fluent. They know what are they talking about at any given moment, and they are allowed to comment me in every way they want, and even condemn me in something and blame me, and maybe shame me for my bad English here, and I don't know, whatever. It's for their consideration, and I'm about to accept this criticism very gladly. Any criticism is gladly accepted, because I'm on my way up, and I'm about to extend my English learning theme to the highest points of mine, to the I don't know, to whatever. That's why I called my channel the way I called it again. I'm saying this again because you might see this nice tiny sign of my channel, the logo of my channel, in which some diver dives in the blue. And as I'm a diver too, I adore that stuff, diving into ocean, into some seas, into deep sea, into open sea, I should say. Though I never dived in the open ocean, I think I would someday dive into that brilliant ocean, whatever it would be, like Indian Ocean or Atlantic or I don't know, Pacific. We'll see how it goes, but I'll be there and I will dive there, and I don't know. Though I dived, like, I don't know, maybe a bunch of times, and that was terrific. I was using scuba diving equipment, and I had a clearance to the certain level of diving, to the certain depth, I should say, and I had a certificate called, like, I'm a kind of open water diver. I had a open water diver license to myself, and I became more experienced, more seasoned about my diving skills. I should say seasoned is another great expression that describes something sophisticated, experienced, and skilled, excuse me, in all the ways. And I think that I'm pretty skilled in my diving process, and I advise you guys to be like, maybe you should try someday to dive into deep water and see how it goes. Maybe you're about to love this stuff as I loved as I love that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Maybe I'll be speaking for a little bit longer here, or maybe I won't. And I don't know. I don't want to weary too much with my current rant. It may last forever, as I realized. And thanks for being in my life. You may comment me if I'm wrong, if I'm doing mistakes. I know I do, and you're allowed to comment me. And I'm pleased to like be with you again. And I think I will in the nearest future. So let's wrap it up and proceed with our current evening's issues, as you might like, or want, as you might want, excuse me, to run yourself a bath and lay there and do nothing. So I wouldn't like keep you in this position in front of my screen, seeing me doing my ramblings. So I'll be brief. So I don't know how many mistakes I made. I don't care too much. Correct me. You're allowed to correct me, especially natives. I would be pleased to hear your opinions about my English, and especially about my mistakes that I do on my regular sessions. And without mistakes, you can't progress, right? If that makes sense for you. So guys, I'm gonna wrap it up, and see you all in a little while. See you. It's been a pleasure to communicate to you. See you guys. Be just wealthy, and take care of yourself. See you soon in a little while. Okay, bye guys.